Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome on stage Mr. Scott Burrows.
My life changed just a few months after celebrating that kickboxing victory on those gorgeous white sand beaches along the Gulf of Mexico at a place known as St. George's Island. You see, when we walked back to camp, another friend was waiting for us, and he simply said this. He said, "Do the two of you mind taking a ride down the beach to go find some more firewood to keep our bonfire burning throughout the night?" So we said, "Sure, why not?" And that's when I jumped into the passenger side of my buddy's car, and off we went. And it wasn't long thereafter when it happened. My friend Ed was driving way too fast. At the time, we didn't realize he may have had too much to drink, because for no apparent reason, on one dark road, Ed lost control of the wheel of that car. He ran off the road, and he crashed into a mound of sand, sending that car hurling into the air before tumbling back to earth, end over end. And it was in that one defining moment that everything about my life would change. One of the first times that I came to, I remember laying there in the emergency room, and I couldn't move anything from my shoulders all the way down to my toes. And that's when Dr. Stringer walked in my room, my neurosurgeon, and he said this. He said, "Scott, in case you don't recall, you're in a bad car accident. We just received word that your friend Ed, we received word that he survived. Some bumps and bruises, but then they said, look, you've broken your neck, cervical 6 and 7 vertebrae, and have a very serious spinal cord injury that has left you paralyzed from your chest down. Diagnosed a quadriplegic." Now, I do know you may never experience a situation as paralyzing as what I've just described to you. But I do know you come here today with your own challenges, perhaps at home, in your work, the pressure to produce, to reach quotas, to meet the expectations of your customers, and perhaps in that you and I share something in common. And if there's one thing I've learned firsthand about adversity, it's this. Life, my friends, it's what you make of it. And if you can focus more on those things over which you can control in your life, in the marketplace, it creates clarity. And that clarity can help you keep your vision clear and always in the forefront of your thinking, regardless of the challenges that are standing in front of you today. I learned through my years, the people who had influence in my life, the coaches, that vision really is one of the most valuable assets that we have. It's free, it's powerful, it can change everything, and it is the beginning point to your next destination. So let me ask you this question. What is your vision? What are you fighting for today, right now, back home in your communities, in your personal lives? And what are you fighting for professionally?
Now, I'm going to ask you a simple question. When your wrist is in this position, do you automatically notice, there's a gap between your index finger and thumb? Yell it out. Louder, yes or no? Awesome. Curl your fingertips in just a little bit. Now, if you would, please extend your wrist into the upright position. Hold there for a moment. Now, for some of you, do you notice how your index finger and thumb automatically come a little closer, if not touch? Yes or no? You guys are good. Release your wrist for a moment. What happens? They separate, right? You bring them back up, a little closer together, you release, further apart. Now, if you think that 3 of us look ridiculous doing this, yeah, I see the way you guys look to us. So do me a favor, would you? Relax your arms. You too, Jason and Sandy. By spending time with both Karen and Leslie, okay, one of the things that they would encourage us in rehab was, if you can adapt and be a little more flexible than ever before, you can absolutely change the direction and the outcome of your life. As I poured my heart and soul into rehab, interesting enough, my range of motion began to increase in my right wrist. And over time, this is key, over time, it allowed 2 paralyzed fingers, my index finger and thumb, to come together as one, as a team, allow me to pick up a plastic fork and a straw, you know, the necessities of the good life. In the back of my mind, I started thinking to myself that no matter how difficult life might be going forward, everything in a sense would be okay. He just said amen. Thank you. Now, when I was laying there, like you saw me in those videos, my arms weren't working, where I saw my mom for the very first time, what is that one thing I simply could not do? Yell it out? Hug her. However, when I was laying there, forcing my wrist in the downright position, it opened up my crippled fingers just a bit, and I realized that that might give me an opportunity to do something I thought I may never do again. Shake my father's hand.
When I first started pushing a wheelchair, that's when one of my doctors, though, pulled me over. And he goes, Scott, look, we know you're getting some movement back in your arms. Not uncommon for people who've been diagnosed with quadriplegic. But I think now more than ever, you need to understand the seriousness of your spinal cord injury and come to realize that the movement that you're getting back in your arms is as good as it's going to get. I don't know if that is exactly what he said, but what I heard was, you might as well go ahead right now and give up hope. Give up hope on the idea you'll ever come out of this chair. Whether you're a parent, whether you're part of this family, or a 19-year-old quadriplegic, that no matter how difficult life is for you, in that moment, you can always change your way of thinking. And that's when I made the profound decision that I was willing to fail, but I was unwilling to quit. It's a mindset that can define you as an individual, as a team, as an industry leader, to get you to this point in your life with all the success that you've had. Have you ever met those people that are quick to point out what you may never achieve? Well, there's something I learned in my life so many years ago, and I know it to be the truth. Don't ever let your competition or someone else's beliefs paralyze you from achieving those things you believe in your mind that you just might be able to achieve. Have you ever gotten a text or an email from a nurse, a doctor, as you're reading through it, a friend, you know there's more to the story than what they're sharing with you? I realized at the bottom of my mind that Ed was looking for me to forgive him. And it took the grace of vision, mindset, and grit to do just that. And it not only freed Ed in many ways, it freed me. Power to forgive someone in your life is a choice, and the power of choice can be life-changing. To beat the odds and achieve extraordinary results in your own lives, don't give up too soon. When it comes to your dreams, goals, hopes, aspirations, don't give up to your corporate purpose, shared values, your mission, your passion in life to make a difference in people's lives. And most importantly, don't ever stop believing in yourself, your abilities, or your willingness to acquire new skills. I never did, nor should you.
I just came out of hearing Scott Burrows, and I got to catch my breath because it was so powerful. When I see somebody like that with their personal story and demonstration, it just inspires me so much to know that if I can play a little part in raising the consciousness of our society and myself, and just so that people can understand their true potential and to be their own inspiration and their own leader in their life.
you.